Hi Deanna, how are you?
Hi, well, thank you. How are you?
Good. So you've come in today because you're looking for a meal plan.
Yes, I am. I've just noticed, especially in the last couple of weeks, I'm really lacking energy.
Okay.
I train a couple of times every week, 3
Yep.
or 4 times for about an hour.
Yep.
And I feel really good with myself and with my training, but just have no energy lately, and I'm
Okay.
wondering if there's something that I can do to improve that.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So maybe just give me an outline of what you would eat in a day. Your day on a plate.
Well, I'm very busy, so
Yes.
it's not often very consistent what I eat.
Okay.
I often don't have time to have breakfast, and I know that's probably not the best thing, but
Yep.
I think I make up for it later in the day.
Okay.
I'll have a big lunch maybe.
Yep.
Often that's on the go too. It might be takeaway, something that's easy to
Okay.
easy
Like
to
a
eat on the
sandwich or
run.
like a meat pie. What kind of food would you
It
grab?
sort of just depends. Often
Yeah.
it'll be a sandwich. Sometimes I might grab some chips or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Get those carbohydrates in.
Good. Well, I mean, it depends on the type of carbohydrates. Maybe we could talk about the chips a bit later on, but keep going.
Okay, yeah. I also, I don't know, at about 3 or 4 o'clock, I really need that pick-me-up. So I'll have a cup of coffee. I'll probably have a few cups of coffee throughout the day.
Yeah.
And maybe a Snickers bar or a Mars bar or something, because
Yeah.
I really feel that gives me
Yeah,
energy
a lot of people
back.
talk about that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
3 o'clock slump.
Yeah, definitely a 3 o'clock slump happening. And usually dinner will be fairly good, because that's when I'm able to get home and I can organise a fairly good dinner.
Right.
If I'm feeling a bit lazy, I might grab something on the way home. But usually it's a healthy thing. So,
Okay. Like, what would you include?
Just some vegetables, a steak,
Yep.
pasta.
Okay. Yeah.
something
Just
like that.
whatever's on hand, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think definitely for the meal plan that we're going to make for you, probably the most important thing would be breakfast.
Okay.
And I know you're quite busy and on the run, and breakfast doesn't have to be, a big meal that you've got to sit down for and take a lot of time to do. I would definitely suggest, at a minimum, grab a piece of fruit on the way out, maybe just a banana or an apple, so at least you've got some energy in your system. But if you do have time to sit down, maybe even if you just wake up 10 minutes earlier, sit down, make a slice of toast, and put some avocado on that maybe. Just getting some good healthy oils in there, I think, will help boost your energy. Having some breakfast will help boost that too. So including, some avocado on toast might be a good option. Maybe an egg on toast if you've got a bit of time. But I think definitely grabbing a bit of fruit on the way out would be a good way to just start having some breakfast. Or you could pre-make a smoothie the night before.
I'll pre-make, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can just have that sitting in the fridge. You could put plenty of fruit in there, and then also include a bit of calcium, which would be important at your age to make sure you're eating plenty of calcium
Okay.
to avoid bone loss. So, you could put in some low-fat milk, some low-fat yogurt, a banana, a bit of honey, something like that. You could even include some chia seeds or oats, just to give it a bit more of a nutritional boost.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Lunch sounds like you're eating lunch regularly, which is good. But I'd suggest making sure that you're including lots of vegetables, and maybe some whole grains in your. I'm not sure what kind of bread you're having with your sandwiches, but trying to go for something like a whole grain or whole meal would be a good substitute.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But you can also change that up. Have some tuna, have some rice, just to include different varieties as well.
Yeah, okay.
And then with regards to the afternoon, obviously, it's, a lot of people feel a slump at that time. Sounds like you're drinking a lot of coffee, which might actually be making you tighter because you're having lots of caffeine, but maybe not a lot of water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean there. Could probably drink a bit more water.
Yeah, so keeping hydrated, I think, will really help with your energy, because water helps your whole body. Where the majority of our body is water, so it's important to replenish that, particularly if you're working out quite often.
Yeah.
So you could have maybe a bottle of water on your desk, or maybe substitute a coffee with a herbal tea. And there's a whole selection of herbal teas that you could choose from, so you could just go and try a few, see what you like.
Yeah. I guess that just wouldn't give me the same pick-me-up that a coffee might.
I think if you tried it for a little while and you know scaled back on your caffeine, I think you'd probably find that you wouldn't necessarily need as much.
Okay, yeah.
So it might be worth trying and stick with it for maybe a month, and it does take a while for your body to adjust. And I'd suggest maybe substituting that Snickers bar or cakes in the afternoon with something a bit healthier too that gives your body more nutrition. So a Snickers bar might be quite high in sugar and fat, but if you went for something like an apple or a banana or a small fruit salad, it would just give your body a whole lot more nutrition than what a takeaway bar would be.
Yeah, again, it's just a time constraint.
Yeah.
But you're right, with an apple, that's not
Yeah,
a hard thing
are there shops
negotiate.
close by your
Yeah,
work?
often, yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it could be, it might be easy just to pop out at lunch and buy some fruit and just have it at your desk, and that's quite easy. Yeah,
No,
and
right.
it sounds like dinner, you're kind of okay with preparing dinner for yourself and maybe your family, but I'd suggest when you are cooking, making sure that you're using healthy oils, like extra virgin olive oil, avocado, good things to include, and just limiting things like butter, and making sure you're only using small amounts of oil in your cooking. And then also including lots of vegetables, which sounds like you are incorporating, but trying to go for at least 5 throughout the day. So using them as much as possible. And then if you're putting in protein, making sure that it's a lean protein. So chicken breast is always good. Red meat a few times a week. And then fish is also a really good option.
Yeah.
Salmon or tuna are
Okay.
good things to add in. And they're easy to do. You can just pick them up in cans from the supermarket.
Sure, yeah. All
Is
right,
that-
well, that sounds good. I think
Yeah.
if we'll trial that for a month and see what happens.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Hi, Sophie. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good, thanks. So I understand you've got some questions about your diet.
Yeah, well, I've just been training on this program for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm not noticing any change in my weight.
Okay.
Or my body shape or anything
Yeah.
like that. And I feel as though it has to be my diet because I'm doing all this training and I'm hardly eating anything
Oh, really?
and
Okay.
still nothing's happening.
Wow. All right. So what's your training? Like, what are you doing?
I'm doing a mix of cardiovascular and resistance sort of work.
Yep. So quite, sounds like you're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
every day.
Every
I'm
day.
here every
That's-
day.
Yep.
But nothing seems to be changing. I'm not
Okay.
sure what to do about
Yeah.
that.
Sure. All right. So when you say you're not eating a lot, like what are you eating?
Usually for breakfast I'll have a piece of fruit.
Okay.
For lunch I might have a salad.
Yep.
And then
And when you say salad, what would your salad include?
and have lettuce, tomato, cucumbers. Maybe I'll put an egg in there, but not all the time.
Okay. So just vegetables, really.
Yeah, lots of vegetables.
Yeah, well, that's good. Like, it's important to have fruit and lots of fruit and veg in your diet. You know, there's the 5 to 2 kind of rule. Maybe 2 pieces of fruit and 5 vegetables per day if you can manage it. Sounds like you're getting plenty of fresh foods.
Yeah, and then for dinner I might have a potato or something like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I might even skip dinner, depending.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
All right.
I haven't noticed much of a change. So
Yeah,
I thought
wow.
if I ate
so
less,
it sounds
then
like you're really not eating anything at all.
not too
not
much. No,
not anything at all, but really probably with the amount of training that you're doing, sounds like you probably need, probably even though you want to lose weight, it is still really important that you eat regular meals, and meals that I think comprise of all the food groups. So you've got your fruit and your veg, your carbohydrates, and
No,
your
I need to
proteins.
stay away from carbohydrates because that's what all the celebrities are doing, and I've got pictures of them up on the wall.
Okay. Well, you've obviously got some, they're great role models to have. But they might say they don't eat carbohydrates, but they're actually a really important food group, and that's where you get a lot of your energy from. And so it's not going to make you fat. Carbohydrates, especially if you're working out, they're really important. So it gives your body energy, it gives you your glucose stores that you need to use while you're exercising, both in cardio and resistance, but especially for cardio exercise, it's your main energy source, so seriously important. And we would recommend probably 3 to 5 serves of carbohydrates a day. So it sounds like you're not having any of those. So it would probably be really good for you to incorporate at breakfast, maybe a slice of toast or some cereal. And then at lunchtime, maybe you could add a bit more, maybe some potato or sweet potato. There's a whole range of things, rice, quinoa, plenty of healthy options. It doesn't have to be unhealthy, and it doesn't have to be fatty or greasy food. You know, some carbohydrates are really healthy and good for you.
Okay.
And also some proteins. Have you thought about, it sounds like you're not eating a lot of protein either, because that will help fill you up and also assist with muscle regeneration after your resistance work. It's quite important to fuel your body with good proteins.
Okay, no,
So,
I hadn't really thought of that because I just wanted to limit how much I was eating.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can understand that you want to lose some weight and look like these celebrities, which are, you know, it's the goal that you've got, but I think you're probably not helping yourself by not eating enough. I think you need... Yeah, I know it sounds contrary, but you need to eat enough food to fuel your body. Otherwise, you know, you really sort of ruin your metabolism. And so, you know, a lot of adverse reactions go ahead. So you need to make sure you're eating plenty of proteins and carbohydrates. So maybe with your lunch, as you say, you include an egg. But maybe you could include things like tuna or salmon. Tofu is another option. Do you eat any red meats, or do you have any dietary requirements in that sense?
No, I have no dietary requirements. I don't eat a lot of red meat.
Okay.
Just general.
Yeah. Well, it's probably a good thing to, you know, some chicken, or some white meats, you know. It doesn't have to be every day, but a couple of times a week for dinner or for lunch. I guess you can arrange it to suit your needs. But I definitely recommend including some of that in your diet too. But keep up the good work with the fresh vegetables and fruit. I think that's definitely a bonus for you. And do you have any calcium in your diet, or any dairy products, is what I should say?
No, not a whole lot actually. No.
Okay. All right. Well, it might be good to sort of look into some options of putting in some milk maybe with your cereal, or cheese with your lunch. Just some low-fat dairy options. Especially important for calcium for your bones. At your age, you're not losing bone mass yet, but it's important to make sure you've got enough calcium stores in your bones for later on in life. So it is really important to think about those things early on.
Okay. All right. Well,
Has that cleared some things up for you?
That has. Thank you for your help, but yeah, we'll see what difference that makes.
Excellent.
I need to start looking like this.